In a quiet Spanish village lived an old man named Alonso Quijano. We'll start there. That's where our story starts. He spent his days reading tales of chivalry and knights-errant, those brave, noble warriors who roamed the land right and the wrong, rescuing maidens and vanquishing evil wizards with nothing but their trusty swords and their pure hearts. Those stories made Alonso feel alive. He dreamed of a time when the world was filled with honor and bravery and romance, when men were men and women were fair maidens in need of rescuing. But the world outside his window was not like that at all. It was a world of peasants and squires and traveling entertainers, a world of inns and windmills and dusty roads. And Alonso, well, he was just an old man who read too many books, except one day something strange happened. Perhaps he'd gone mad, or maybe he'd simply woken up. All we know is that from that day forward, Alonso was never the same. He took the name Don Quixote, gave away all his worldly possessions, donned these rusted pieces of armor, got on this old nag of a horse, and set out across the land to revive a forgotten age of honor, bravery, and romance. He wasn't a fool. He knew that the world didn't believe in such things anymore, but he didn't care. He was going to show them, prove to them that the age of chivalry wasn't dead. He would do that by tilting at the giants, who had somehow managed to survive into modern times and were living in hiding. They were obviously still a threat to the fair maidens of the realm, and it was his duty as a knight-errant to seek them out and destroy them. It's his first order of business, to find a squire to accompany him on his noble quest. Lucky for him, he soon found one in the person of a local peasant named Sancho Panza. Ween Panza wasn't exactly thrilled about being saddled with the task of looking after a madman. But what could he do? The man was clearly unhinged, and besides, Don Quixote threatened to leave without him, which would ruin any chance Panza had of ever getting married. So Panza reluctantly agreed to be his squire, though he made it clear that he wasn't actually going to help him fight any giants. If the man wanted to bang his head against a windmill, that was his lookout. But Panza would be there to catch him when he inevitably blacked out. And so the two of them set off across the land, Don Quixote in his rusty armor, Sancho Panza following behind him, shaking his head and wondering how he'd ended up in this situation. Now the truth is, Don Quixote wasn't actually tilting at giants. He was tilting at windmills, harmless, if slightly creepy old men who liked to live off the grid. But to Don Quixote, they looked like giants, and that was all that mattered. To him, the world was still full of adventure, full of danger and excitement. Every tree was a gnarled and ancient wizard. Every bush was a band of marauding orcs. And every bird was a magical creature that could grant him wishes if he could just catch it. As he rode through the land, he rescued maidens. Not from dragons or evil wizards, but from traveling entertainers who'd gotten a little bit too grabby. And he fought ferocious battles against scary monsters like that one time when he, and Panza, came across a herd of sheep, and Don Quixote decided they were actually an army of goblins in disguise and charged at them with his sword. Now, most of the people he met thought he was a fool, and to be fair, he probably was. But some people, well, they saw something in him, a lost innocence, a childlike wonder at the world. Some people started joining him, becoming part of his quest, like that innkeeper who Don Quixote mistook for a king, or that traveler who joined him because she was sick of her boring life, or even that modern-day guy who stumbled into his dreamlike world of windmills and enchantment and couldn't figure out how to get back home. All of them became part of Don Quixote's story, part of his quest to bring back the age of chivalry. And as they followed him across the land, they began to wonder, is he really a fool? Or is he actually the last true dreamer in a world that's forgotten how to dream? If you want to find out how their journey ended, well, you'll have to join us next time when we continue our series of classic literature. Until then, keep dreaming, my friends. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe.